Welcome back to our expedition here at Flight 21. This is time number 5 that we are out here, and Tim's behind the camera. I'm right here, and what we're going to try and accomplish today is a couple of things. Number one, we're going to go to the gifting sites, see if anything has moved there. Then we're just going to try and retrace some steps, see what's going on. And, I know the photograph that we potentially took, we're not still sure. I'm not quite really wanting to call it Bigfoot just yet, but we're going to go back there, retrace our steps to see if we can create some sort of pareidolia type of situation to do that. We did that last time we were here. We were out there for about 45 minutes trying to change everything and try and mix it up to try and get that exact angle and everything. We could not figure it out. Not that we couldn't figure out the location. We got the location, we got the tree and everything, but we could not recreate that photo. So we're going to try that again today, because if it's not pareidolia, we may just have to accept that. Right, Tim?
I agree 100%, sir. Totally.
The other thing that we're going to do a little bit later on when we're hanging out here, we're going to just do our regular sitting and, see if we can bring something in. We're going to set up some paranormal gear. And we're also going to put Tim under the Estus method. So if you don't know what the Estus method is, we're going to tell you about it. We're going to show you it later. And we're going to see if anything Tim can pick up. So thank you for tuning us in. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Ring that bell if you're watching on YouTube. And don't forget, tune into Spaced Out Radio. We are there 7 days a week. My show Monday through Friday. And then the After Hours show with Sweet Robbie G on the weekend. And then we have Lee Strauss and Grant on Wednesday nights before my show with UFO Max, and then Element 115 with Lee and Tim on Friday nights. So we got lots of stuff for you, but after today's episode, I hope you enjoy. All right, so the first thing we're going to do tonight is we're going to actually go up the trails here to see if our gifting sites have had any movement whatsoever. Last time when we were here, the quarter that disappeared a couple weeks ago somehow returned. We don't know if it fell into a little bit of bush or if it was actually moved and replaced there. We really don't know, but we're going to try and see if anything's moved today. Tim's going to go up the one trail where we found the loony a couple weeks ago. I'm going to go up the other trail. We'll meet at the tree to see if the marbles have moved. So, Tim, let's get going.
Let's do this thing.
The marbles are still there.
Every time. Yeah, nothing has moved. Now, before we move anywhere, let's just check the grass.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. Because the quarter was found right in here.
Yes.
Okay. And what I find a little bit interesting about where that quarter was, we would have seen it.
Mm-hmm.
We should have seen it. I still don't know.
No, that's a puzzler.
Yeah, it's one of the mysteries over here. Let's go over to the other gifting site, see if anything has moved there.
Oh, the birds have shown up.
But once again, the birds are off in the distance. They're not actually in the area of the plane crash site.
No.
Okay. And everything is still there.
Yep. Okay.
That's okay, though. According to Robin Haynes, it may take a few weeks for this to transpire because they are so used to the other spot. But I'm surprised that they haven't taken the marbles yet.
Mm-hmm.
I am a little bit surprised. Oh, well.
Yeah, that's what we're
It's
here
all
for.
part of the adventure. Maybe once they're... Is that your footprint? That's a heel.
Yep.
Yep, that's yours. Always got to make sure.
You got her.
All right. Well, now that we've had a boring start to this, no, I'm teasing.
Oh, we've got some other stuff up our sleeves.
You know what we haven't done for a couple weeks? Let's go take a tour in the back.
Okay.
Just to see if there's anything that's come out to play. So as people could see, we're actually walking over debris from the plane crash site here. I believe this used to be part of one of the wing engines and part of the landing gear in this area.
Yeah.
We should also note that we are coming up on the 60th anniversary of this tragedy. All of a sudden, I got the feeling that we are being watched.
Yeah.
Looks to be lots of animal movement along here.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing that we're looking for,
No.
but lots of animal movement. That's signs of a good environment. You know, Robin says to look in the trees. I don't know how I would feel if I was looking in a tree and all of a sudden there's a big ass sticking down at me.
No.
Right?
Yeah. And the cougars like being up in those trees too.
Yeah, they do. My basketball's still there.
Okay.
I don't think that's ever moving.
Oh, look at that.
Well, look at that.
Found it, babe. Good call, Dave.
Just had a reason to come up here.
Yep. I was like, what is that over there?
Yes, Tim's wife lost her ID when she was here last time with us a couple of weeks ago. We were able to just find it. Good eyes, Timmy.
It's so funny because it's just like, oh, there it is. It just...
Okay, not to get too coincidental or woo.
Yeah.
It is very interesting that it is face up right by the old gifting tree.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Now, obviously, she could have dropped it there. There's a good possibility that she dropped it there. We knew she dropped it in this area.
Yeah.
But to find it right by the old gifting site, I wonder if that's a sign that maybe we should move things back here.
That could be it. Now, my question to you, since you've got far more experience than I do on this, does that confuse them at all, or is that an okay thing to move the gifting site like that?
Robin says they don't like things moving very much.
Okay.
So that new gifting site, they may know where it is already,
Okay.
but they're a little unsure of it because it's change. They don't like change. That's why we try and do everything the same. You know, we
Okay.
park in the same spot. We do our routine the same. Our lawn chairs and our camp setup is in the same place
Gives them
every
comfort.
time. It gives them a little bit of comfort
Gotcha.
to do that. So
That's cool. And if it was any of the Sasquatch that left that there for us, thank you very much. The missus will be extremely happy about that.
like I said, you know, on a woo side, it's easy to sit there and say that that happened, you know, because of the Sasquatch and how coincidental it is to be right by our old gifting site tree. Okay. But sometimes you have to look beyond coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That sometimes there is magical things that happen.
Sure.
And so I'm not ruling that out. I'm not fully believing it,
No.
but I'm not ruling that out either. Thought I just heard something heavy move over here. Well, some moose droppings.
Somewhat fresh. Somewhat.
Oh, there's more over here.
Well, that's what we might be hearing.
More moose droppings here. Front of my head is starting to go thump,
Yeah.
thump, thump.
Like right in between my eyes and my forehead. Yeah.
This is kind of where Merle and I were
Right.
when we in 2018 came down through one of the trails over here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a deer trail that goes back to the crash site. And this is kind of where we were when we heard the samurai chatter
Okay.
for the first time. And we knew it was coming from this area here, in here. We knew it was coming from in here.
Okay.
We couldn't obviously see it. We weren't thinking Sasquatch at that time.
No.
But we heard it twice. Kind of like a kind of like that. And if you want to hear what samurai chatter sounds like for your own, if you've never heard it before, what I would recommend you do is go over to Ronald Moorhead Sierra Sounds on YouTube. It's about a 5-6 minute video, and there is actually sounds of the kind of stuff there.
Yeah, I feel kind of sick to my stomach, actually.
Oh, we're definitely being watched. Question is, we got so right behind this thickness of the trees here, that's where the crash site is.
Right.
Okay, so being in here, no.
You hear something or see something?
No, I just think we need to stand here for a minute or two.
Yeah.
I'm trying right now to go through my list of categories of energy of what is potentially watching us here.
Mm.
My eyes keep kind of going into this area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no kidding.
Weird. I just swore I saw about 2 seconds ago a quick shadow right by this broken tree here.
Okay. But the big one here?
Yeah, but down at the ground level.
Okay.
I knew I should have brought my binoculars over here. This looks, I'm sure it's natural. But come on over here for a second. I want you to lean, change spots with me.
Okay.
I want you to lean into this log.
Okay.
Okay. Here, give me this. Okay. So if you follow this tree.
Yep.
And you see how there's that dark round, kind of like a.
Yes.
Can you zoom in on that, see if that's a tree or maybe something else?
No. I think that may be a tree. It's hard to tell because I'm zoomed in.
I think it's a tree too, but
Yeah.
it just, you one of the things that you and Mark Spender have taught me is when you're in the forest, look for abnormalities.
Right.
Okay, because for the most part, when you're in the forest, out in nature, especially if you're hunting, everything goes in the forest goes vertical.
Mm-hmm.
Animals are horizontal because of their backs.
Right.
So that is something that I'm, in that area over there, again,
Yeah.
it kind of looks like almost like a shoulder.
Right. I see what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying it is. I think it's probably a tree or some of the greenery on the tree, but you never know, right?
That's right.
It's funny. The other night on the show, we were talking about how would you react if something happened. And I was just thinking here, how would I react if all of a sudden we saw something get up and move, right? The bravery in you says,
yeah. Oh, I've got not a problem.
Okay, I'm going after it. I'm going after it.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is you'd totally go Shaggy and Scooby-Doo and you get the hell out of Dodge as quickly as possible. Right?
Yes. Completely agree.
So.
Plane again. Oh, yeah. Flying right up in between.
Oh, yeah. Boy, these be three nice trees. You take 4 or 5. Look at this. Look at all this firewood here.
Oh, I know.
There's like 5 trees right here that love to take down.
Yep. They've seen better days.
Yeah. Well, let's start to head back.
All righty.
All right.
Smells beautiful in here tonight.
Man. We should actually talk about that, Tim, because when we pulled in here last week, okay, and today is June 28th.
Yes.
2025. When we pulled in here last week, it was a real dark feeling, like something had been disturbed around here. And we brought that up on our last video on our YouTube channel. And I thought I saw something white over here. But I think it's just a tree. Anyways, today is a completely different feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like it feels like, as weird as this may sound, it's a very pleasant feeling. It's almost like they're happy that we're here today.
Yes. I would say that you were bang on.
Oh, for sure.
Interesting. Those are our words, just in case anybody needed to know.
That's right.
No, it smells like the forest smells nice and fresh,
Oh, yeah.
and bugs are out like crazy.
We just got poured on today again.
Yes.
The last couple of days, we've had some really, really hard rain here, which has dampened up everything, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Because on July 7th, it's coming up to 8 years when this entire area was evacuated due to forest fires.
Yep. Man, doesn't seem that long ago.
No, it doesn't. Still can't believe the license was right there.
Yep. Right out in the open, face up. Like, and it's in a brown sleeve.
Right.
So could you imagine? I would never have seen that.
What I want you to do is, after we leave the location,
Mm-hmm.
I know when we get home, it's going to be late and dark.
Yeah.
But maybe tomorrow, put Lorelei on camera just to see where she thinks she may have dropped it. Because if originally she thought that she dropped it in another area when she went off to go to the bathroom.
Yes.
And we're probably 70, 80 yards
easy
from that area.
Yeah.
So to find it right here, so for people who don't know or haven't watched the other video, this tree here was our original gifting site that we set up in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look here, our toy basketball is still there. And if you've ever seen the fingerprints that that I have shown on the show, the odd time, the fingerprints that I have on the ball, that's the ball.
Feels. Well, my imagination. When I reached down there with my hand, it felt really like all of a sudden like warm air.
Right?
But
maybe the tree farted.
Yeah, tree farts.
Tree farts. Yeah, lots of animal movement around here.
For sure. We've got, it looks like a lot of deer and maybe some moose, but
definitely some moose.
A little moose poop. You don't know. You don't. Oh, sorry. Oh. Copyright.
You changed the lyrics. You're okay.
Yeah, true.
Was that there when we stepped over?
I think so.
Okay, I just don't.
I think it came off of this one right here.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it did. 'Twas us. Can't miss that.
Oh no.
Gotta hit it every freaking time I walk by it.
The brown satchel on your backpack messed me up there a second because I only saw the corner of it out of the corner of my eye.
Oh no.
And I'm like, shit, there's a dog or there's a mountain lion right there. And I was like, oh, eyes focused in.
All right.
So what we're going to do here now is we're going to leave base camp and we're going to go back over to the tree where we may have caught that Sasquatch face a couple weeks ago. And we're just going to try again to try and recreate see if we can get some recreation of that.
Sure.
You know, because I know there's a lot of people out there who are still wondering whether it's pareidolia or not. And I'll
Yep.
be honest with you, it's still bugging me.
Yep. Sorry, everybody. I'm just going to put my pack up on the chair. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah. Look at these things, eh? It just gets bigger and bigger.
Can you imagine if you poured molten lead in there?
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Getting that feeling we're being watched in here again.
Yeah.
Of all the times you've been in the forest, have you ever seen a cat or a bear up in a tree?
No, I've seen a bear. Sorry. Yes, I've seen a bear. Have not seen a cat in a tree. I've seen them on the ground moving, but and they just sit right up. They just sit on those boughs and just like a cat sitting on the back of a couch. Stump.
This Widowmaker is pretty stuck.
Yeah,
Like a little cathedral right now.
that's right. Now remember, if anybody sees anything, add it to the comments. What you think you saw, what you might have saw, what you might have heard. That's we really appreciate that because there's only two sets of eyes out here, and you just never know. And you will see our shadows because the sun's to our back. So just so everybody's kind of got an idea of what's happening here.
Pressure on my head.
Yeah. Back of my neck.
It's hard to tell from the camera, but the trees around are pretty thick.
Mm.
And you have to have a look inside just to kind of see what's going on here. Normally Tim and I don't walk this slow, but we're walking slow for two reasons: to keep the noise down, number one, but number two, our eyes are always scanning, looking for anomalies. And with foliage this thick, Tim, and trees this thick, I mean, just as an example, like you could have this area right here.
Mm-hmm.
You could have a moose bedded down right in there on the other side,
Yeah.
and not even know.
No, you're exactly right. And the funny thing is that anybody that knows anything about the bush or has experienced hunting and stuff in those areas right in here where Dave's talking about, looking out from in there is so easy, but looking in, it completely surprises.
Well, let's do it. There's a deer trail right here.
Okay.
Let's do a little test of that. Show here.
Sure.
Give me your.
All right.
So I'll stand here, and you walk.
Okay.
You walk in there, and go to an area where I can't see you, but you can zoom in and see me.
All right.
Like there, I could barely see you there.
Okay. Yeah, I can see you. Right there. Right there. Davey's right there. Kind of cool back in here, actually.
So it open up?
No, not really. It's got a little bit of a meadow. A lot of deadfall back here, though. And it doesn't look like anything's been harvesting or digging. Yeah. Thank you.
That is heavy.
It is. Most certainly.
That's a workout.
Our shadows. That shadow waved at us.
Right? In this area too, we should also make mention that it's very hard to find footprints because the ground is actually really hard.
Yeah, it most certainly is compacted down, isn't it?
Very compact.
That's been crushed.
You know, even over the last few years that we've been investigating here, it's so hard to try and find a footprint.
Mm.
You know, because you can't even cast them.
No.
That's a bear track.
Is it? Yeah. Little one. And that's, how long ago was that? That's somewhat recent. Because the stick, yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stick has been pushed into the dirt and there's still the fresh impression. So keep your head on the swivel. Because if there's a little one, there's a big one.
Right.
Okay.
So once again, this is the tree right here.
Zoom right in on it. So from this angle here, I do not have any trees behind it.
The The one thing we should also point out is, this is definitely not a feeding ground for animals either.
No.
I mean, there's no carcasses, there's no skeletons, and normally in our area, I don't know how it is in other areas, but in our area, when you have a carcass of something on the ground, the crows and the ravens and the eagles are all over it, and they're making a ton of noise too.
Yep. They just send off the dinner bell, right?
Yeah. Not sure if that's sunlight through there or if that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's sunlight.
Yeah.
There's just no way, dude.
Now I'm closing up on it again. Sorry, everybody.
I know this seems really repetitive to many people. Like, we've already done this. Why are we doing it again? We're just trying to make sure. That's all we're trying to do, is make sure that we're anywhere. Because here's the thing. If we look at where that Sasquatch would have been, it would have been in this group of trees right here.
Yeah.
Not the shorter ones, but the taller ones.
Yes, for sure.
It would have been up in there.
Yeah.
And there is nothing that dilutes. Maybe dilute's the wrong word. Probably is. But there's nothing that kind of goes to show where that would be. Let's keep going.
Okay.
I've got the keys, by the way.
Excellent. Wolf poop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Old wolf poop.
Oh. See, it feels soft on my heels walking through here. But
yeah, we figure it's in these trees right here where it would have had to have been.
yeah.
We haven't been this far yet. Like, if you look at the ground, there are no bear prints that you can see. There are no deer prints that you can see. I mean, you see little ones like this. Like, there's toes right there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about as deep as they're getting. They're not sinking in. Like, even if we did find a really nice Sasquatch print, there's no way we'd be able to cast it up here.
Yeah, for sure.
Trail that goes on and on.
It's like
At,
this.
at the end of it, though,
Mm-hmm.
it goes into a gully, into a marsh.
Oh.
And then on the other side of that marsh, you got to go up a hill, and apparently that's where the wings
Oh, okay.
and the tail section of the plane is.
Oh, she just blew apart then.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
That's a distance.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Make our way back.
Sure.
Now let's be really quiet through here on our way back, because it's usually on your way back where things think you're gone.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Watch your step coming up here.
Will do.
So what do you think about doing the Estus method coming up?
I think that that's a very, very good idea.
Now, tell people who are watching, earlier today, about 6 hours ago, you actually started getting hit.
Yes. I was, yeah, so like Dave said, about 6 hours ago, yeah, something like that. I was at home and, or yeah, on my way home because I talked to Dave, and it was just a miserable, like heavy feeling that I kept getting. And it seemed to last like most of the day. So, like Dave suggested, maybe I should go and just sit quiet for 5 or 10, 15 minutes and let's see what would happen. Just meditate and speak and ask if there's anything out there that wanted to speak to me, and was there a message that it was trying to send. And I got nothing. And it wasn't actually until we turned off the main highway to come up here I started feeling better. I mean, I got hit with a small headache and stuff like that on the way in, but yeah, just I don't know what it was. My mood seemed to change. Um, yeah, I just felt much better, and I felt almost angry when we were before we left. And yeah, it just seems to have dissipated. But yeah, it wasn't fun because that's not the way my personality is. Not sure what was going on there, but now I'm up here and feeling good. See, I can see what, like, You go here, right up in, yeah, get my finger out there. Right up in here, I can see what people may think.
That's not the tree, though.
No, but I'm just, I can see where people would say, "Oh, that's the tree behind." I see what they're talking about with the light,
Yeah.
but no. Oh, jeez. Forgot it's on my head.
That was quick.
That's a half hour. Huh. Come on. No. Thought I saw something staring at us.
There was nothing?
Well, nothing that I could see.
I got sun orbs in my eyes right now. Keep forgetting to pick my feet up while I'm walking.
It's funny how we do that at the beginning of hunting season, and then by the end of hunting season, you're you're moving through the bush like a freaking like a ghost.
I heard people talking over here. Just a branch.
Well, if you don't stop and look, you never know.
Isn't that right? We should set up the GoPro over here for the
Estus?
Estus method.
Okay.
We can pretty much cut.
Rolling.
There was a chipmunk that just was chirping away here, and then there was like movement through the trees. That was weird.
Okay.
Now, for the record here, we do have to state that could be anything. We're not saying it's Sasquatch. Okay? But you really have to pay attention to the chipmunks and the squirrels. Yeah, it was somewhere right in this area here, just beyond these taller trees.
Right. So what is it that you heard?
It was kind of like shuffling.
Okay.
Like shuffling through, like, you know, when you rub against the branches, it makes that kind of noise.
Yes. Okay.
And so the chipmunk kind of went, you know, yip yip,
Mm-hmm.
and then I heard it. That's what made me jump up, and then the chipmunk went yip again.
Okay.
Who's over there? Can you say hello? Can you let us know where you are? For our safety and yours? That put me on alert.
Yeah, no kidding.
And once again, you know, it could be anything. We're not saying it's Sasquatch. We're not saying that it's not. You know, the likelihood is that it could have been an animal, could have been something different. We don't know. That's why we pay attention to what is going on.
You got that right. All right. I'll get the GoPro ready.
It's coming from where we were.
All right, we're on.
So I'm being a little quiet here because somewhere over in this area here, I don't know if this is filming or
Yep.
not.
Yep.
Is it?
Red light's on.
Okay. Somewhere over here, beyond these trees where we just came from, it sounds like there's a real hollow sounding woman's voice saying, "Please help me." Now it's weird because the minute we stood up to do this, it's off, all of a sudden stopped.
Oh. Heard somebody yelling.
Now it's over here.
Hairs on my back of my neck are standing up.
Let's go in here.
Okay.
Straight whispering and no talking right now. I really hope these microphones are picking this up.
So do I. Sounds like somebody crying.
But it's not coming from the crash site.
No.
It's coming from well beyond. Like it's coming from the trails. We're on a different trail right now. But it's coming from the trail that we were just on. I've never heard that before.
No.
That's scaring the fuck out of me. Like I'm a little rattled right now.
Me too.
Did you hear when it said I love you?
No. There's a lot going on in there.
It's not, the funny part about it is it's not the crash
I
site.
know.
So for people wondering, the crash site is over here behind these trees. This noise, this voice, this woman's voice is coming over there. Now, if we had more people here, I would say let's go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, this is where David Politis missing 411 shit happens.
True. 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 True.
I am not going over there.
No, me either.
Like, I am scared.
Yeah,
I don't know if our microphones have picked that up.
I hope, because that's a lot of.
Like, this has been going on 5-6 minutes now.
Yeah.
Look, follow me. Let's make our way down the trail a little bit.
Okay.
We're not going down that trail, though.
No. Something, it just felt like something just walked right through me.
Oh, I'm goosebumping like anything.
Me too.
Now.
I can still hear it.
At first, I thought it was the wild horses.
Yeah.
Because the wild horses have a high-pitched sound when they're neighing. But this is just continual.
I just heard it. Help me. Oh my God.
That sounds like a man's voice now.
Yelling.
That was Help Me again.
Yep.
That was Help Me Please.
Whoa.
What'd you see?
This dead tree right here.
Yeah.
And then the spruce behind it.
Uh-huh.
Like a white mist off of about the fourth branch down, just go whoosh. Something's walking behind us too.
That was Help Me Out.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Holy man.
That was Hurry. I ain't fucking going.
No.
I am not going. I'm like my ass is puckered tight. I'm so tense right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a weird energy.
Okay. Let's set you up for the Estus method, and let's see if we can figure out what this is, okay?
I agree. Totally. Yeah, this is ripe.
But I'm telling you right now, dude, I am not, after the Estus method,
Mm-hmm.
if it gets weird during the Estus method, I am totally packing up and getting the fuck out of here.
Yep. Nope. All right.
This is honestly, I don't get scared very often.
Mm-hmm.
This is scaring me.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't know if our microphones picked it up, but
Yeah, you're right. No, I heard it tons of times. That's crazy.
it seems to have stopped now.
Yeah. Well.
No, that's David Politis shit right there. That's how people go missing.
Yep.
So we are hearing voices all around us right now. Tim is about to go into the Estus method. We're just going to turn this on. So what the Estus method is it's a blind sensor. Okay, let's get.
And then volume up, I think.
I think the volume's up as high as it can go.
All right.
Yeah, the volume's up as high as it can go. So our keyword is Tim out now in case something happens. So I'm going to back off over here because what I'm going to do, Tim, can you hear me? Tim, can you hear me? All right, we're starting the Estus method right now. Tim has a blindfold on to take away his eyes. I'm just going to tap him here for a quick second. Tim? So what I want you to do...
Okay, hang on a sec. Okay.
What I want you to do is
Yes.
a couple things. Number one, you're listening for voices.
Okay.
I'm going to be asking you questions.
Okay.
And since your eyes are now covered, if you see anything in the blindfold, I want you to tell me about it. Don't just keep quiet about it. Tell me what you see.
All right.
In the blindfold as well, okay? So let's
Roger.
do this in 3, 2, 1. Tim, can you hear me? Tim, who is in the forest talking to us right now? Can any voices tell us who is here with us right now? You can talk through Tim. Tim, is it daylight out?
Why?
Why do you want to talk through us? Because we want to be able to hear what you're saying. What brings you here? Are you here for us? Or
It hurts.
Can you repeat that, please? Who's talking off in the distance right now? Can you give me a name, please? Or what it is? We've heard the sound of a woman and man's voice. Can you tell us who it is?
We're here.
Who's we? Look at the K2 meters.
Sad.
I know. This isn't a happy place. Are you male or female? Do you have a name?
Careful.
What do we need to be careful of? Are we being careful because we're not walking towards those voices? How many of you are here? Do you want us here?
Trees.
Oh, you're in the trees. We know that.
Behind.
You're hiding behind the trees? Notice the K2 meter right there. How many of you are in the trees?
Time.
It's been a long time, hasn't it? What's it time for?
She is.
Who is that voice?
Horror.
Are there any Sasquatch in the area? You'll notice the K2 meter is going a little bit crazy right now.
Get away.
Are you talking to us? Do you want us to leave? Who do you want us to get away? If you hear bumping, that's me. I am just thirsty in my throat. I don't want to cough.
Children.
Is there children around here right now? It's me.
I'm lost.
Is that you calling us in the forest? K2s are going off again.
Somebody's singing or humming.
Are there any aliens around here right now? Are there any UFOs around here right now?
Run up.
Who's running? Can you tell us your name? Who are you? Are you here with the flight? Or are you just wandering around? Tell us who you are.
Talk.
Well, we'd like to talk with you. Question is, what do you want to talk about?
All I see right now, I'm seeing green eyes.
Tell me where the green eyes are pointing. Point towards the green eyes. Show Tim where to point. Can you do that for me, please?
dark.
It is getting dark. Where are the green eyes?
Name.
My name's Dave. What's your name? Why not? Can't you tell me what your name is?
Ooh. I just got a really kind of not evil, but like a low kind of laugh, just like a ha 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 ha.
Who's laughing
Whoa.
at us? What do you see? Look at the K2 meter.
Oh, Jesus. I just got a.
Who's bugging Tim right now? What's your name? Can you tell us your name, please?
More green eyes. I'm seeing a lot of them.
How many sets? What's a lot?
Here. Down in here. And up along here.
Are they cryptid, or are they alien, or are they paranormal? What are they?
Moving.
Who's moving?
Watch.
Where am I watching?
Moving.
Point to where you're moving. Tell Tim to pick up his arm and point to where it is.
Carefully.
Oh, we know.
I won't repeat what I just heard, but I heard an F word.
Are you mad that we're here? Is it time for us to leave?
Whew. I'm going to say it. I got to fuck you.
Why are you so angry? We're just here to tell your story. We mean no harm.
Just said your name. Just said Dave.
What do you want from me? Tell me what you want. Do you want us to leave?
Oh, God. Dead.
Who's dead? Are you dead? What did you die from?
Hello.
Hello.
Lady's voice.
Hello, ma'am. How are you today? Are you the one we hear in the trees?
Oh, Man's voice enunciated. Fuck you.
Why are you so angry? Are you mad at Tim and I that we're here? Because we come to tell your
Oh,
story.
dude. I just got screaming in my left ear like a lady screaming.
Are you the voices in the forest? Is that who you are?
Okay, that was evil.
What
That
happened?
was go away.
All right.
Holy mac.
We're going to go away. If we're bugging you, we're going to go away. But you have to tell us first. Are you with the crash site or are you something different?
You don't know.
What don't I know? Tell me what I don't know.
Warning.
What are you warning me about? Come on, talk to me here, buddy. What are you warning me about?
I know you.
Oh, you know me. How do you know me?
Dreams.
Oh, you're in my dreams. Where are you from? Come. Come. Come.
Ha 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 ha. In a really deep man's voice.
Where do you know me from? Where do you know me from?
Green eyes are back.
Where are they? Point to where they are.
I can play. Oh, dude. We play. Oh, fuck.
Tim, you're looking pretty uncomfortable. What are you hearing?
Women screaming again in my ear.
Is that from the crash site? Or is that something different? Excuse me.
Not here.
You're not from here? Where are you from? Where are you from?
Oh, Jesus. I just got a laugh, but it was like through an echo machine.
Where are the Sasquatch? Are the Sasquatch here tonight? Anything else you want to say before we go? Say it now.
Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you. Are you being sarcastic or are you just being trite? All right, we're going to get Tim out. Tim?
Holy Jesus.
How you doing?
Can't see, but all right. Holy man, that was nuts.
Where were the eyes? I know
They were, I had it,
Could you tell, were they just something you were seeing or was it coming from the bushes area?
I could see it under, like I could see it under the blindfold, and it was here. I could see the two eyes, and then they just kept staring, and then they went away. They were green, and then they came back, and then I thought it moved, but it didn't move. It went, like, they came back and they looked, and then I got some down here, and then I started seeing them across my forehead, but they were all looking at the same time.
How many sets were there?
5.
Did it feel like they were surrounding us or just feel like they were showing you?
It just felt like they were looking, they were watching.
Okay.
But the voice, the dude, or whatever, was like, fuck you. And it was lots of words, like not warnings, but just words, blah, 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 blah. The screaming, and then watch when you step back. The screaming was in my left ear. And then listening to her, and then it started getting nasty. Like, he was getting angry, or the male voice was getting angry, and then I got growls, but I was like, okay. But yeah, nothing. Well, I shouldn't say nothing, but holy, yeah.
So a couple things happened. How long do you think you were in that trance for?
3 minutes, 4 minutes.
22 minutes.
Shut up. Okay. All right.
Okay. Number 2, the K2 meters were going off and I was back here.
Okay.
So I'm about 12 feet from you.
Yeah.
Okay. 10, 12 feet from you.
Yeah, for sure.
And the K2 meters were going off.
Oh.
And the voices got really close over here.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
So I apologize for the shakiness here. I'm trying to shoo away a mosquito here.
We got a few of them, don't we?
So, Tim, that's your first time going under the Estus method. And the one thing that I should have mentioned right off the bat,
Yeah.
to our viewers here, is we don't get radio signals out of here.
Mm-mm.
It is straight. All Tim is hearing is like a tick, 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 tick,
Oh,
tick, 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 tick,
yeah.
type sound. There is no radio signals cutting in through here.
Nope.
So, Tim, how do you feel?
I feel fine.
Look at the K2.
Yeah. How are you? Were you the one that was talking to me? Go to red if it was you. Oh. Are you the one that was looking for help? Okay. Are you from the crash site? Are you from... No. Oh. Are you from outer space, up in the sky? Are
There's
you...
that voice again.
Last time we were here, you were doing this. Are you warning us or protecting us?
That's 2 questions.
Sorry. Are you protecting us? Are you warning us of something? All right.
I'm getting eaten here.
Yep.
My suggestion is, before that voice gets any closer, let's get the hell out of here.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Wow.
We're just going to pack up here, people. And after we pack up, we're going to film on the way out. But we want to get out of here as soon as possible because the voices now are coming from behind these trees. So I don't know if you can see the far trees over there and way off in the distance over there. That's where the voices are coming from. So that area there is probably 70, 80 yards away, maybe up to 100 yards away. And it's not cool. I'm really hoping that our microphones were able to capture some of that. But right now, it is, I know it looks really bright, but it's 9:55 p.m. And Tim, let's get the hell out of here. This is way too weird.
We are on in poor light.
Well, here's the thing. You know, that was pretty freaky.
Just a bit.
Those voices, I don't know if they're going to be caught on microphone, but I can tell you, dude, that gave me just the worst fucking shivers of my life, pardon my language.
Yeah.
I've never heard voices like that.
Nope, that was a lot.
And it was continuous. It wouldn't stop, and it was like, help me, I love you, help me.
Ugh. Yeah, definitely got the jeebs.
Oh my god.
All right, hang on, I'm gonna do something.
So we're pulling out of here. It's about it's about 10:05 p.m. Pacific. Yeah, dude, that's the type of stuff right there, man, that leads to people disappearing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I ain't taking that chance. I'm no stooge that way.
Nope. Understood. All right, let's see if I can. All right, there. Oh, now I can see you.
Yeah. Do you want me to turn on the internal light?
Up to you.
Oh, we could go like this. If you could just keep.
Yeah.
Here, let me do this. Okay, there's my lights.
Okay. Hang on, I gotta pause. I'll be right back. All right, we're back.
It doesn't feel like we're being followed.
No. Definitely not. It feels like we've left and them, whatever, have converged in our spot. I don't know where I'm getting that from, but
Oh, run with it. Tell me about it.
yeah, well, what it feels like is we're gone, and what I'm feeling, and I could be completely off, is that to the back when we're sitting there facing the trees in our chairs,
Yeah.
almost like big, tall, skinny things have come out of the bush and walked towards that fire pit and are just standing there looking around.
Oh, there's nothing creepy about that.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
And what I'm seeing, and believe me, again, I'm not a psychic or medium or anything like that. I'm seeing they look like praying mantis. That's what I'm seeing in my head.
Wow. Okay, so the eyes that you saw, were they more like mantid eyes, or were they something different?
No, well, first of all, I can't describe mantis eyes. I'm not sure about that, so I'm not gonna. But they looked round-ish, and they were green, like bright green.
Like compared to a human eye, round or
No,
like circular round?
circular, more circular.
And is that all they showed you, or did you see the heads?
Nope, that's all I saw was eyes, and it looked like well, obviously I'm behind a black blindfold, but everything was black, and these eyes just sort of appeared in the blackness. Mm-hmm. So
it doesn't feel. I wonder what that one knew. I wonder how it knew my name.
that was weird too. See, now I feel like they're gone. It's like, whatever.
Well, let's keep our eye to the sky then.
Yeah.
If it is mantids, it might be somewhere we might get a UFO here tonight.
Okay.
And it is a clear night, so if anybody is potentially following us,
Yes, we should see it.
should be able to see it.
No question. Whoa.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. You think they'd grade this road? No.
Right.
So what do you think? We're going to try to get a hold of Robin when we get out?
Yeah, I think we need to get a hold of Robin because, I mean, that was right a nightmare on Elm Street. That guy calling my name and then saying, "I know you from your dreams."
Yeah. Yeah, it was very dreams.
And the K2 meters were going, the one was going absolutely haywire
Okay.
while you were on. I don't know if I was able to catch that very well.
All right.
Because I didn't want to get too close because of the phone signal
Yes, for sure.
screwing it up.
Yeah, it was funny because I couldn't hear anything. It was just, which was cool.
Yeah.
A couple of times made me jump though.
My suggestion for the video would be that we put the entire 22 minutes
Okay,
on there.
sure.
There is a couple of times when I coughed. Maybe we could edit those out.
Yeah. All right, I can do that.
If Lon Strickler was up, I'd.
Hello, Lon.
Lonnie.
Davy and little Timmy James. All right, I'll get back to you when we get out of here.
All right, we've just come out of Flight 21 once again, and we've got Robin Haynes on the phone. After what we heard out in the forest tonight, I'm still goosebumping. Tim, how you doing?
I can't sort my brain out. Yeah, I'm kind of, the adrenaline rush is over and I am like rock bottom. I can't, my brain won't stop.
Oh, Robin.
Well, this is what I'm getting. Whether it's right or wrong, this is what I'm getting. You've got 5 Sasquatch out there. There's a black one, a brown one, 2 blonde ones, and a red one. You've also got an ET out there. It's almost like the gathering tonight. There's some major energy flowing out there, and I do pick up 1 dog man.
Oh.
So none of them seem, I mean, they're very pensive. There's a lot of energy flowing out there tonight, more so than normal.
Yeah.
So does any of that feel like it rings true to you guys?
We didn't feel any Sasquatch energy out there tonight. Nothing moved at the gifting site. It was
No,
just,
they're focused on the crash site.
we were sitting there. I don't even know how to put it.
Yeah.
We were just sitting there. We went for a long walk down one of the trails. We came back. We sit in our lawn chairs. We kind of start to get comfortable. Tim turns the camera off, and all of a sudden I hear something move in the trees, probably 60, 70 yards.
Yeah.
Like a chipmunk went beep, beep, and then we heard the movement, and then the chipmunk went beep again. Not beep, but you know what I'm saying, in their little squeaky voices.
Yeah.
And then this is where it got scary, Robin, and I'm just sick to my stomach over it. Okay, we started hearing a woman's voice off in the distance yelling, "Help me, come get me, help me, I'm over here, help me." And then it turned into a man's voice, "Help us, we're over here, help us." And it was just loud enough to hear. We're not sure if we caught it on microphone. And then it started moving. It started moving from, originally it was like way off in the distance. Then it was moving behind the crash site. And eventually, while Tim, we did an Estus method with Tim, who got a lot of information.
Ugh.
And while that was happening, the lady's voice, "Help me, please help me," was now in the area, I'm going to say 60, 70 yards from us, but in a way different location again. It was, and like I said, I don't know if we caught anything on tape here, Robin, but both Tim and I are just, we're jittery now. We got the heebie-jeebies big time.
Well, you've got two options as to what it is. Okay?
Okay.
First off, the energy is so high there right now, it would be extremely easy for any spirits to manifest. Okay? So you could be hearing them audibly because they're going to relive that crash over and over. So, number one, it could be that. The other thing is there are 5 Sasquatch out there. Absolutely. 100%. They weren't right on top of you. You did have the one in the trees. They are going up in the trees when you're there because you saw them there the last time. So the one went back up in the trees. But the other thing is, and I've had this happen multiple times, the Sasquatch can imitate anybody's voice. And I've had them call me out the voice. And then I've had visual voice. So it is possible that what you heard was them. I don't think it was. I think what happened is because that energy right now is so high and so intense. Now these spirits pull that energy, and that's the only way they can manifest. That's the only way they can be audible. That's the only way they can materialize. They have to have the energy to do it. And I think what they're doing is there is a huge energy source coming out of the ground near that crash right now. I don't know what's got it going, but it is. And I think they're pulling energy from it, and I think it's
It really felt with these voices, and Tim felt the same thing. It really felt like they were trying to lure us in.
Yes.
Okay.
When you get that, okay, whether it's from the Sasquatch or spirit, dogman, whatever, do not go.
No, we didn't.
Absolutely 100% don't go, because you don't know what they want. And spirits are not all friendly. Okay? And now if you're talking about victims of a crash, they're going to be in a panic. So anything can happen. Spirits, if they pull enough energy, can do physical damage.
Right.
I've had them go after me before.
Well,
and they can. So you don't ever want to when you're called in there like that.
Well, when Tim was under the Estus method, a male and female voice came to them. They wouldn't confirm that they were the voices in the forest, but the male voice kept getting pretty vocal, dropping a bunch of FUs. Named me.
They get angry.
Named me personally, and was saying he knew who I was, and he's from my dreams.
Yeah, well, because they come to you in dream state. Now, they will get like that. I actually, had a situation where we were doing a conference, and somebody had brought a spirit back. And there were two spirits on there, and the one was very aggressive and was yelling and cussing and calling out a person's name that was in our group. Like, they can get that personal. This doesn't feel like a Sasquatch thing. It feels like a spirit thing, and I think the reason why the Sasquatch were even out there was not because of you. It was because of whatever's going on at that crash site.
So I have a couple questions for you regarding that, okay? Number one, was it possibly, in my studies, I've learned that Wendigo or skinwalkers also do the mimicking, trying to lure you out of a safety area into another location. Could it have been something like that?
It could, but the energy coming from it doesn't indicate that.
Okay. What about little people?
Oh yeah, the little people can, but that's not the kind of energy that's coming from that. This is a whole different kind of energy, and it truly does feel like it's the spirits there.
Okay. Did anything attach? Did anything attach to us? It doesn't feel like it did, but
no, I've already scanned you, and then as soon as we get done with this call, I'm going to clear out the vehicle, and I'm going to push energy over you and put a bubble on you, but you have no attachments right now, no.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it. So when we were leaving, Tim got a vision that there were 5 beings that came out of the trees, and
which would be
he
go along with the 5 Sasquatch.
Okay, but he picked it up as out of the blue. He said it's like they're tall, 10, 15 foot tall manted beings.
Well, you did have an ET there.
Okay.
Right from the beginning, there was one there. And as far as it being a mantis, I would say that was pretty right on. But you've got the 5 Sasquatch there, too. Like, you have so much going on there tonight, and that's why the Sasquatch came in. I'm not picking up that there's 5 mantis.
Okay.
I've got the one, and there is a ship quite a distance from where you're at.
Okay.
But I'm not saying that there weren't 4 more in the trees that were mantis, but I think that's a pretty good statement as far as for the one. I would be very comfortable saying that it was a mantis, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Robin, I've never been this scared. Like,
you're okay. You're okay. What this energy that I'm picking up over there, and I can correct it to a degree. I'm picking up a vortex, okay, which is in the ground. When they go clockwise, you're all good because it's pulling the good stuff. It's like it would just filter anything down that's bad. So it's all good. But when it gets turned the other way and it goes counterclockwise, it brings up the bad stuff that gets sucked down in the earth because the bad stuff goes down. And it really feels like it's not really active there as far as this vortex, but that crash site is very, very close to it. And I'm almost wondering if that might be part of the reason why it crashed to begin with. Because that energy is really strong, and it seems to be kicked up tonight more than it's ever been before.
Mm-hmm.
Are we bringing that energy in because of what we're doing?
No, not at all. I think there's always been good energy there. It's never been a problem. But something's kicked this up. Could it be, the ET could have done it? I don't think so. But we have had so much going on as far as energy from the moon, energy in the shift, there's a lot of things, and I'm not picking up that anything intentionally set it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
The voices were the voices, if we look on a clock, the voices were going counterclockwise.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem. That's exactly what I just said. When it goes counterclockwise, it's not good. So what I will do after the call is I'm going to respin it and get it back to the clockwise.
Okay.
When things go counterclockwise, whether it's a portal, whether it's a vortex, no matter what it is, and they go counterclockwise, it never goes well.
Okay.
I don't feel like you've got evil out there, but what I do think you have are spirits that are very upset right now because that energy has shifted and they're trying to feed off of it. And you don't know what's going to come up out of that vortex when it goes counterclockwise.
Right.
Right.
So that's the other issue. And again, the Sasquatch are there not because of you guys this time. They're there because they want to make sure that nothing's going to get too close to their families. They're not sitting right on top of you. Like normally when they're out there, they're right up close with you guys. They're not. They're standing back, which is probably why you're not picking them up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and that
all
could
right.
be also why the ET is there too.
All right.
So I'm going to, I've already scanned both of you. You don't have anything attached.
Cool.
I'm going to go ahead and rebubble you, put some energy in it, do the same thing with the vehicle, and then I will work on respinning that vortex. Give it a week or so. I think you'll be fine out there.
We'll be good
If
for
you go out there next weekend and you're still feeling it, let me know, and I'll just redo it again, and we'll just keep respinning it until it stays what it's supposed to.
Okay.
A lot of times it'll take care of it in one time, but if it does pop and something, triggering it, we'll keep doing it.
Okay, so we'll check in with you before we go in next Saturday.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Okay. How you feeling, buddy?
I am hit the bottom. I am exhausted, mentally exhausted.
The voices, I've never heard that before. I don't know, and neither do you at the time of filming this, that whether or not we were able to capture those voices on there, but I'm like shaking still.
Yeah.
I really am. Even after listening to what Robin said,
Yes.
I'm still quite jittery over that.
Yeah, me too. Those voices, those sounds are quite disconcerting. During the Estus method, I mean, obviously I couldn't hear Dave, but when we left there, I was amped up, and then the adrenaline rush just quit. Yeah, and I'm done.
I am so done. I am so done for tonight, and I didn't expect that tonight. I really did not expect that tonight.
No.
And it just goes to show that Flight 21, it's an area of its own, and we're going to have to talk to some people just to get some clarification.
Agreed.
On what's going on. I mean, it's not going to stop us from going out there next weekend just to see what's going on, but I really do believe that in order to get this thing going properly, we may have to add one or two more people.
Oh, no question about it. No question.
It's just, I don't know.
It drained me. That's all I know. As I'm drained out, that was too weird. That wasn't Sasquatchy at all. That was a completely different, hey, how you doing? This is us sort of thing. I
almost get the feeling that, like last year when we were out there and we got stalked on the way out, it's almost that same type of feeling, like that scariness that came out of there, because we literally are, whatever it was out there, it was trying to lure us.
Yeah.
It was trying to lure us into that area. And all I kept playing in my head was, the David Politis missing 411. And if you go to those voices, man, like, you don't know if you're coming back. And, we made the right decision in just sitting there and not moving. I mean, we were pretty vocal and adamant about it. That
Oh, yeah.
we're not going.
Nope.
We are not going. And I think that's why we're here to talk to you still.
Right.
I mean, it's not going to discourage us from going back, but it does, open up that safety is first.
Yes.
And for that 25, 30 minutes, and we're filming this about an hour and 10 minutes after we've left the crash site, because it takes about an hour to get out there and an hour back. So we're filming this about an hour and 20 minutes after we got out.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be tough to fall asleep tonight.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm just going to go downstairs and plug this in and download some video. I don't think I'm going to watch any more of it. I think I'm kind of just going to let my brain and my energy settle, kind of balance back out. But yeah.
And it really goes to show that whatever is happening at this vicinity, we have zero control. Though I do want to give Tim one big compliment here. There was a point there when those voices started getting a little bit louder, that I was almost ready to pull the plug on it and say, let's get the hell out of here. Mm-hmm. And Tim basically said, let's egg it on a little bit. Let's see where this goes. And he was right. It was the right call, because that's why we're there. We're there to get information. And that's when we ended up putting him in the Estus method. And you guys all have heard that by the time you're, hearing this. So I want to say good job on that, Timmy, for pushing the limits a little bit. And I think we pushed it as far as we could go.
Oh, no question. No doubt. And this is one of those things where we're not seeing who's got the bigger swinging hammer out of the two of us. This is we've got an agreement. If we're freaked right out, if one of us is freaked right out, that's the trump card. I don't care if I want to stay or if Dave wants to stay. Whoever's freaked out, you throw that trump card on the table and say, we got to get out of here, then we do that. But
absolutely, because in the end, we can push the phenomena as much as we want, mm-hmm. but in the end, it is about safety, and it got to the point tonight where it didn't feel safe.
Cut it.
Right? So, you know what? We're going to go back. We're going to do our 6. There is a good chance that we are going to add, like I said, 1 or 2 more people to this, so there might be some new people for you to be introduced to. But thank you for watching. Do us a favor, if you haven't already, hit subscribe, ring that bell, because we're doing this every week, number 1. But number 2, we're also on Spaced Out Radio, literally 7 days a week. I'm Monday through Friday. Rob G is on the weekends with After Hours. Tim here is with Friday nights with Lee on Element 115, and then you also get Lee and Grant on Wednesday nights for, the hell do they call it? UFO Max. My brain's not working.
No, I get it.
It's time to time this out. Let's get the hell out of here and get home.
All right, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon.
Good night.